My full name is Arlene Joanne Guevara. I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana on May 13, 1934. The neighborhood I grew up in was just a normal, family-oriented neighborhood. Things grew up around it. It's just like the city grew outward, and it was just got kind of lost in the shuffle, I think. My father's name was Charles F. Harris, and then my mother was Angeline Marie. My father and I didn't have a very good relationship. Didn't like the idea when I was born that I was a girl. My mother and I were very close, and I think she was very protective of me. I have two older brothers, and I can remember there was a lot of teasing done, that's for sure. And my brothers were chasing me one day, and I hit a barbed wire fence and cut my lip, and I still have a scar from this day from it. My parents wouldn't take me to the doctor, so they just taped it shut. My grandparents on my father's side, I rarely ever saw them. And then my grandparents on my mother's side, they were really they were super sweet people. They had a big round table, and he sat at this certain spot all the time, and he would sing "You Are My Sunshine" all the time. So that's a nice memory when you hear that song. I attended Northside High School. I played the violin for approximately 4 to 5 years. Best part of my childhood was growing up with a couple different friends and growing up with them through the years. I can always remember one of them had a boyfriend who had a car that had a rumble seat in it. And we would go after the games, we'd go out in his car and then go to the drive-ins. I saw Gone with the Wind, and it cost 25 cents. High school was a fun time. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I always wanted to go into nursing. I did have a scholarship to St. Francis College here in Fort Wayne, and gave it up because I got a diamond. I met Max Sr. when I started doing social work when I was a senior in high school. We were forced to go out of state to get married because at that time, interracial marriages were banned in the state of Indiana. I was disowned by my father because of the interracial marriage. Not a very good feeling to have one of your parents disown you. Things were a lot different than they are now. People would stare at you, call you names and everything, and the police were so bad that they would follow you in the car and drive alongside of you. And I think it's such a waste of time for people to hold grudges and think more positive than so negative. We had 2 children together, Max Jr. and then Leon, 18 months apart. When I think of Max Jr., I think it was his first trip. He was at the University of Michigan, and his first football trip took him out to California. And I can remember him saying in a postcard, he was sitting there looking out the window and could feel like he could touch the mountains. And he was saying how pretty it was. And he said someday he was going to build me a house. He didn't build it, but here I am in a house that he bought. I was so happy for Leon that he was so successful in his jobs that he has had, and he did well. And I can remember how proud he has always been with his girls and with his son. Yeah, Max Sr. and I split about 9 years after our marriage, and we became. It was mutual. He didn't really want the divorce. I think that he would rather have just gone on living the way we did, but it just was not working. Max and Leon were in the 7th and 8th grade when I met my second husband, Joe Guevara. We did not get married until Angela was ready to go to kindergarten. The first word I can think of when I think of Joe is bitterness. There was a lot of cheating going on with Joe. which I was aware of. I think trust is one of the biggest things there is in a marriage, and if you can talk about stuff and do things together and spend like I say, the time with each other, and that's the main thing, I guess. But there wasn't ever to be a divorce, because if I did anything like that, he would take Angela, and I would never see her again. He died in a car accident, went down an embankment and ran into a bank in New Haven. After his death, life was very difficult, because money I thought was there and was told was there wasn't there. So it was kind of a panic of you're worried. Then here I am, I've got a girl getting ready to go to college. What do I do? And there was just enough money to send her through 3 years of college, and then I finished the rest for her. I think with Angela, the favorite memory I have with her is how dedicated she has always been with Kirsten and Alex sports, or anything they're involved with. She was always behind them 100%, and she was there for them. I remember, I don't know how old Angela was, but she asked if I would, when I got to heaven, if I would wait at the gate for her. If I could describe myself, I would feel like I wasted a lot of my life doing unnecessary things and worrying about unnecessary things. And if I had it all to do over, I would definitely get a better education than what I had. My best advice for kids getting out of school nowadays is to get that education, get all you can get, because that's your future. Okay, here I am living in Fort Wayne, still by myself, living by myself in my own home. I'm able to get around. I'd like to get around better, but I think I get along good for being a few months short of 90 years. So, and I consider myself very blessed. I think my friends would describe me as someone that's a good listener and always ready for a good time. My favorite hobby now used to be sewing and reading, and my eyes no longer are that good for me to do much either one of those, so it's just mostly TV is what I watch now. I'd like to be able to spend more time with my family in the time that I have left. I think you should at least get together once a year. I mean, time is so short. We don't know when. No day is counted on. And I just think it's more important that we keep in better contact with each other. If I could say one last thing, I would say to all my family is I loved you to the moon and back.
Can I just ask you what's your favorite curse word?
What?
What's your favorite curse word?
Shit.
Not a thought.
Thank you.
Knew it right away.
I wanted that one really bad for some reason.
Well, you got it.